Matthew chapter 11, verses 28 to 30. I'll be reading from New King James Version. You can read whatever version you have. Read. Come to me, all you who are labor and are burdened, but heavy laden, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I am gentle and lowly in heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. How many of you look at our bulletin and do you have bulletin today? No bulletin today? Okay, it's just wrong timing. What's the title? Okay, you have one. What's the title of today's sermon? Yeah, unlikely verses for revival. And we read those verses many times, and probably those verses are some of your favorite verses. And how many of you relate to those verses to spiritual revival? Maybe and maybe not. And this morning we are going to see the fundamental of spiritual revival from those verses. It starts with come. In Greek, it's the same word order, come. Come is invitation, right? The invitation. So sometimes you call your friend and come to my house over and have barbecue together. Sounds good, right? Summertime. And like, come, let's go out, and walk. It's an invitation for something. And what is inviting for? Now just say, come, right? What is inviting for? To give you rest, right? That's one reason. But if we read very carefully, we can see that he is inviting for enrollment. Enrollment for what? In Jesus' time, the school system was like a rabbinical system. The rabbis, they are the teachers. The one rabbi is one school. So he could recruit students for his school and teach them to prepare their future. And you remember that people called Jesus how? Son of God, Son of David, and what? Rabbi. Do you remember? Yeah, people called Jesus Rabbi. So he was one of the rabbis that his time, which means he has a school. Like he himself, like I said, one rabbi is one school. So Jesus had a school, the school of Jesus. Now Jesus is inviting students to enroll his school, school of Jesus. And at the time, you remember when Jesus was 12 and went to Jerusalem and he was in the temple and parents didn't know he was in the temple. So after 3 days, they were searching for him, right? And what was he doing at the temple? Yeah, he was sitting on one of the schools. So he was listening to the rabbi's teaching. And we know that those rabbis wanted to recruit Jesus, right? Why? Because they look at, he's a smart boy. At the time, students' future would depend on which rabbi they chose. At the same time, the rabbi's reputation would depend on which student they choose. So they wanted to have Jesus when Jesus was 12. Now Jesus is the overstudy, and now he's having his own school and inviting students to enroll his school. That's the invitation. Come and come to me. Who is this me? Jesus. Instead of saying, profiling, I was God and I became a man, instead of saying all the explanation of himself, he says, come to me. Who is this me? And if we understand who is inviting, it will be amazed. And what is the slogan when he invites his students? What is the slogan for his school? Then what's the advertisement he is telling people to enroll his school? He is different. Different from whom? Other rabbis at the time. And he said, I am. I was looking at other versions, so I will look at it again. But take my yoke and you will learn from me. I am gentle and lowly in heart. And saying that I am different. And it goes further, but we'll go there later. So now he's saying that I am different. And also he's saying my yoke is easy. And my yoke is easy. And it says my burden is light. So now he's telling that my school and I'm different from others. And he said, come to me, and he has some target students. Who are the targets? Who are the targets? It's there. Come to me, they will labor and are heavy laden. Okay, that's King James Version. But I say, who are labor and are heavy laden. No, I'm saying it's actually when you carry your heavy burden, heavy objects, anything on your back or something, you get tired, right? Have you ever experienced to carrying something for a long time? Like when I was young, the Koreans, like in 70s, and they used to carry the things on their back with carrier. So they put carrier and they put the things on the carrier and they just walk in on their back. So I used to carry like firewood on my back. So I went to mountain and got firewood and put them on the stuff on the carrier and put on my bag and came home. So when I came home and my shoulders and my backs were so painful. But that's what it's saying, like you are carrying burdens. And now you are tired and exhausted. If you feel that way, Jesus is like, come to me. So how many of you feel that way this morning that you are carrying burdens? And you are tired of carrying burdens. You are so weary and exhausted. And that's the invitation now, Jesus. If you feel the way, you are at the right place today. Because Jesus is inviting you, each of you, come to me. And there's a good news for tired people. I will give you rest. So you may have the rest as we worship God this morning. So I will give you rest. There's a joke. There was one elderly man was carrying heavy stuff on his back, and there's one truck driver was passing by, and he thought he was so weary and asked him, "Can I give you a ride?" And, "Oh, thank you so much. God bless you." So he got into a truck, and the truck driver was driving, and and looked at the rear mirror and found something strange. The old man was still carrying his, bag, carrying on his shoulder and standing like this. And so driver was wondering and stopped and pulled over and, "Hello, sir, you can lay your stuff on the truck, it's fine." And he said, "Oh, no, you're kind enough to carry me. I cannot let you carry my burden too." Jesus invited us to come to me and just accept us. But some of us may feel the same way like the old man. Jesus, thank you so much for giving me salvation. I cannot let you carry my burden. It's too much for you. So you're still carrying your burden, not laying down at the cross. Okay, let's go further. It says, "Come to me, and those labor, and I'll have it laden, and I will give you rest." And then he said, "Take my yoke upon you and learn from me." I thought he's giving me rest. Now he said, "Oh yeah, I will give you rest, but you have to take my yoke and learn from me." Now that's an interesting part actually. The yoke is mostly for how many animals? How many animals? Yeah, 2 animals. So it's like a carved shape, and they put on like a neck or shoulders of like an ox. So like it's binding 2 oxes together, so that they can put whatever the things attached behind them, so they can move together with the same power. Okay, that's the yoke. Now Jesus is inviting that. Jesus didn't say, "I will give you yoke," but he said, what did he say? "Take my yoke upon you." Did you get it? It was for 2 animals. So Jesus is having one side yoke, and Jesus is inviting you to be beside him, to take another side of yoke. Did you get the picture? It's not that you carry burden. Rest? What do you mean rest? Work hard. No. Jesus is inviting to work together with him. I'm not really sure. I read one article because I never really farmer and never really, worked with ox. But when they train the young ox, they put more power on the adult ox and less power on the young one, so that the young one can be trained as work together with maybe mom, with the adult ox. Actually, Jesus is carrying all the burden, and he's just inviting us to walk with him, so that we can learn from him. Isn't that amazing? When I was meditating those verses through this way, when I got that part, thank you, Jesus, for inviting us. About 15 years ago, I was back in Korea. I was in the park with my inline skaters. That's the same skater but with wheels. I never won it before, but I bought one set and went to the park because I wanted to try. But I didn't know how to actually do inline skating. And one elderly man approached me saying, "Oh, probably you're very good at inline skating." "Oh, actually, this is my first time." And he said, "If it's your first time, you're not supposed to buy this kind of set. It's for professionals." "Oh, really?" But anyway, he told me, if you want, I can teach you. I used to be a skater. Well, I don't know for how long. And anyway, there's nothing to lose. And if I fall, I fall. Anyway, if I try it myself, I still fall. So, okay, thank you. So I was, pair of line skates, and he told me to, I hope the camera is okay, do it like this. And then he said, just relax, and then I will put my hand on your side. And I will carry you. You just let me move your body, and you just trust me. Okay, so I did. Because I've been running for a long time, I knew how to relax my body. 30 minutes, he took me around, just like this, in the park. And after that, he told me, now you can go by yourself. Guess what? I couldn't do it within 30 minutes. But one problem, he didn't teach me how to stop. So eventually, I jumped into the grass and I fell, and that's how I stopped. Just for stopping. When I let him carry me for 30 minutes, I could be able to run and skate. That's what Jesus is telling us. Let me just walk beside me and I will teach you how to have rest. And he said, I am gentle and lowly in heart. Usually, the humble people do not say it like this, but he was true, right? He was gentle and lowly in heart. And you will find rest for your soul. And he's telling how. Because for my yoke, it's easy. Easy means not really mean easy, but it's like well fit. How many of you like backpacking? Oh, many. Only one, two. I like backpacking. I haven't done it here because I cannot find any here. It's here. But when you do backpacking, if you carry bag that doesn't fit to you, it will be disaster. Even within few hours, you'll be so tired, and you cannot carry that bag anymore. Usually, backpacking you carry like about 30 pounds. So after several hours with a bag that doesn't fit to you, then it's a big disaster. So you have to find the right backpack, and you have to make all the strings adjust to really fit. So when it's really fit to your bag, you can carry more weights in comfortable way. The same way, just imagine the ox is carrying heavy stuff, but the yoke is not really fitting him, it hurts. But now Jesus is saying that my yoke, anyway, he's a carpenter, right? But the tradition says he was well known in making yoke. His yoke was best in his town, well fit, like tailor made. So now Jesus telling us that I'm going to make tailor-made yoke for your life. Anyway, we cannot avoid from burdens in this life. Is that true? That's the fact. We carry different kinds of burdens. Whether it's a good burden or bad burden, light burden, heavy burden, we all carry different kinds of burdens. That's the fact. Until we go to heaven, we cannot avoid it. That's what Genesis chapter 3 says. You have to sweat. But the point is that if you have right yoke, you will have rest, even carrying the burden. And this is right, not only rightly fit to your life, but at the same time, Jesus is standing beside you and carrying the burden. Amen? Yeah, He's carrying our burden together. We are not alone. And that's why He said, my yoke is well fit and my burden is light. Why did He say that my burden is light? Because He is carrying all our burdens. And He gave us only one burden: to love each other and to love God. And He said, oh, that's the only burden I give to you, love. The rest of the burdens I will carry with you. But all the forces will be upon my shoulder, upon my cross, not on your shoulder. And you will have true rest. Even in this, crazy world. Jesus is inviting you. Come to me. I will give you rest. And let's walk. And let's carry this burden together. But remember, all the forces are on me. No, that's the true revival. Revival is not a program, not an event, but everyday commitment to walk with Jesus and learn from Him. So revival should happen every morning as we walk from bed and start from sparkle and become small fire and become big fire. How many of you want to have a true revival in your life? Now, accept Jesus' invitation. And just stand beside Him and put Jesus' yoke on your shoulder. And experience rest that you may never experience out of His yoke. Let's pray. Dear God, thank you so much for your Son, Jesus Christ, and what He has done for us, and what He has been doing for us, and what He's going to do for us. Thank you for inviting us this morning to enroll your school so we can learn from you and learn to have rest and peace and joy, even though we are living in this terrible time. Bless us. And if there's anyone who is still hesitating to lay down their burden, please bless them with your Spirit and inspire their hearts so that they can lay down their burdens, accept your yoke, and walk with you. I pray in Jesus' name. Amen.